I'm dying. I'm dying. It's official. I'm dying.
Hi there, my name is Joe.
And I'm Jessica.
We are homeschooling, natural living entrepreneurs.
This is a story of how we balance it all for the freedom to live our lives devoted to our family and faith.
Thanks for stopping by. Subscribe and come on in.
Lines and doors, zoom in, zoom out. Open your window, let them hear you shout. Right on the post, right on the street. Always remember the future is near. Cut some corners, spread some scars. Put on your cape and jump from the car. Open your mouth, take a deep breath. Run fast and don't stop at the end.
What's going on, everybody? I feel like it's been so long since I've shared with you. There's so much that I want to tell you that I don't even know where to start. It's crazy. We've been getting these pallets in, been super busy, and that's been an adjustment. It's been good though. So we went from me not doing a whole lot of work for months to doing lots of work and trying to get done as fast as possible. But I think first I want to start off telling you about a return that I've been dealing with since this pandemic began. So probably 2 months ago, maybe 6 weeks ago, I don't know, it's been a long time ago, I had a customer open up a return. I sold a Samsung phone, a $60 phone, to somebody in Oregon. And they got the phone, and after they got the phone, they said that it wasn't described accurately. So I apologized, let them know, you know, we offer free returns. You're not happy, go ahead and open up a return request, and we'd be happy to provide you with a prepaid return label. So probably about 3 or 4 weeks after that is like May the 2nd, there was a tracking number that was uploaded that wasn't the tracking number that I provided. It wasn't the label that I provided, but it was a weird tracking number that started with an LB. I was like, this is weird. Like, I've seen people do this before where they try to make it seem like they're returning an item and they upload a tracking information to try to trick people in. I don't know what scammers do, but needless to say, they didn't use my label. And then a couple days later, they uploaded additional tracking number with the carrier about some France, like Air La France or something. And I'm like, that's weird. Something's going on here. Well, I finally got the item back yesterday, and lo and behold, it was from France. You can see there. That is a France shipping label. And what's weird about it is I haven't even opened up the box yet. It's completely sealed, and there is nothing in here whatsoever. Nothing at all. I'll open it up right now. An empty box. Right? This is only the second time that this has ever happened to me, where I got an item back where it was an empty box. It very rarely happens to me. I know you hear about it a lot, and we sell consumer electronics. We sell a lot of cell phones, some high dollar cell phones, items that it would be very easy to manipulate packaging and stuff. But this is the only second time that it's ever happened where we got back an empty box. And I'm like, okay, this sucks, and I don't know what's gonna happen. I know that I offer free returns so that if a buyer returns something, it's not in a condition, I know that I could at least recover half of my money, right? And you're probably wondering, why am I telling you this story? Because there's some information in this story that I feel like will help you out. Maybe some things that you didn't know about eBay that are gonna be able to help you out, to where if you have a similar situation like this in the future, then you kind of have a case, you know what information to bring to eBay. So I called eBay yesterday, and immediately after getting it in, and I took pictures of the box, I took pictures of the label, all that stuff. I called them, and it's right. It's awesome. Like, you can actually talk to somebody at eBay now. And I know that I shipped this to a US address, all right? that I didn't ship it to France. I don't ship to France because tracking information is not available directly to France. At least it didn't used to be. It may now be available with eBay international shipping. I haven't even looked into that because it's on the back burner. It's not important to me right now. But I know that tracking information in the past hasn't been available to France, so I don't ship there. So I know that once a buyer takes something out of the country, like if you ship something to a forwarder address, and a forwarder is like a forwarding company. A lot of times they're in Oregon and Florida, New Jersey, California. That international buyers, they use forwarders a lot of times because it's cheaper for them to be able to use a forwarder than have the item shipped directly to them using United States Postal Service or a couple of other postal carriers. So I knew that the moment that they had the phone sent to a forwarder and then the phone was shipped to them internationally, they no longer had seller protection or buyer protection. That as a buyer, they were no longer protected by eBay because using a forwarder, it cancels out your eBay protection. So I know a lot of people are scared to use forwarders. I ship to forwarders all the time. I generally hardly ever have any issues. I never lose money in the cases. It's usually the buyer that gets affected. So I let them know what's going on and said, hey, this buyer, they purchased a phone. I got an empty box back. I know that I offer free returns. I know that I'm going to be able to at least offer a refund for 50% less than full. But they shouldn't have any protection because they use a forwarder that I provided them with a prepaid return label to ship it back from the address that I shipped it to, but they shipped it outside of that and used a different postal carrier, which is France. So if you don't know that, also if a buyer purchases something and they don't use the label that you provide, they lose protection. So as a seller, that's awesome that you are protected more when buyers don't use the label that you provide. So what happened? Nothing. I didn't have to refund them any money. The buyer didn't get any of their money back. They sided in my favor. Case closed immediately. $60 back into my account. What y'all doing over there?
You playing.
You playing? Mm-hmm. You having fun? We have a situation.
It wouldn't be a situation if you'd listened to me.
We have a situation. We wouldn't have had a situation had we listened to Jessica, but I have a situation. So yesterday I was doing some work in the garden after I got done with CrossFit. I was wearing my CrossFit shoes and they got muddy. So I'm washing them off here in the sink and a frog falls out in the sink. And now the frog is in the garbage disposal and I've got to get it out. Ugh. See? The frog. It's not in there anymore, which is a good part. Oh my gosh. I was not expecting it to be in my shoes. Crisis averted though. It didn't get sucked down the garbage disposal.
You're going back outside though.
What's that, buddy? Jolene's got it. She'll show you.
Look. Rug. It's so...
I don't even know how it got in the garage.
It's so
Maybe when the door was open last night it jumped in there and then it found a warm spot in my shoe. But Jolene's gonna take it outside for us. So a few weeks ago I finally started back doing CrossFit, and we originally started doing it back in August. Jessica and I, we started together. We wanted to get more fit, living a lifestyle where you sit down a lot. As resellers and as people, you sit down, you're not as mobile, you start to add on some weight, and I added on a lot of weight. So we started last August doing CrossFit, and the second week into CrossFit, I got hernia. And I had to have surgery, and that was not fun. And it took a while to heal. And It healed a lot faster than what I probably let on, but I didn't really want to start back to CrossFit because it hurts, it's painful. You push yourself to the limits, and it's hard.
I'm dying. It's official. I'm dying.
So I used my surgery as an excuse. With it taking forever, I used that as an excuse to not start back sooner than what I did. So about the time that the pandemic started, I finally was getting into it, was fixing to start, and then we know COVID-19 shut everything down. Well, a couple weeks ago, here in Arkansas, they lifted the restrictions for gyms and CrossFit boxes to where you can start. Obviously, there's some social distancing stuff. You got to keep your space, got to wipe everything down. But I finally started back, and as much as I dislike, as this sucks real bad. As hard as it is, and as much as it pushes me to the limits, I enjoy it. Because I enjoy the way it makes me feel. Like I don't know, it's kind of weird that when your muscles are sore, you're like, progress. I am making progress. I can feel the progress that is happening within me. And I know in life, a lot of times we as people, we avoid things that are hard. We avoid the things that push us and make us better. Or I don't know what it is, our culture, our society, if it's hard, don't do it, avoid it. If you have confrontation, somebody doesn't agree with your line of thinking, you're just like, well, I can't be friends with them, or I can't associate with them because it's hard, right? But it's the opposite. Like as Christians, as people, like you should lean into the hardness, lean into the things that make you better, because as the sign says, like we're being refined. We're in a process of being made better little by little each and every day. So I just want to encourage you just to take an inventory of yourself, of your life, of your business, your relationships, whatever it is, and think about what are the things that you are avoiding in life that is hard, but it's going to have an added benefit to you, that that by doing that process, by doing that thing, it's going to make you a better parent or a better spouse, a better employee, a better entrepreneur, whatever it is that it's going to make you better, but you're avoiding it because it's hard. Do that thing, and I promise you, it will make you better.
When I was a kid, my dad used to say, don't let anything stand in your way. Stand tall, think clear. I promise I'll always be here.